The Team Player Win-Win Paradigm. Chapter 1. The Golden Rule of Business: Be a team player. The Win-Win Paradigm. A partnership, by definition, serves both partners without domination or unfair advantage. John F. Kennedy. Business success comes from winning the hearts of your workers, customers, and other colleagues. As far as I'm concerned, everybody is self-centered, especially in business, because that's the name of the game. Make money for yourself, preferably lots of it. There is nothing wrong with this. There is only something wrong with it if you take on an exploitive, arrogant, aggressive, mean-spirited attitude. My attitude has always been: don't publicly acknowledge that you are in competition even if you are. Make it so that you focus your energy on doing what you do with your product and customers, and don't give energy away to your competitors beyond that. I personally don't care if you're as phony as a $3 bill. I would rather deal with a phony acting like he's a good guy than some pompous ass thinking he's all that. You can be as phony as you want as long as your actions, your observable behavior, looks good. Some of our greatest successes are arrogant, self-centered asses. I won't name names here. They are some of our public figures, but the thing is, they never break character. Even though we know they're vain, they're always acting like nice guys, and that's endearing because their vanity is so great that they have to stay in character as nice guys. I prefer that to dealing with some arrogant tit. People get tired of arrogant tits very quickly in every walk of life. Some of us are genuinely selfish and greedy. Some of us think we're selfish and greedy, but a lot of business people who have this image about themselves could walk away after they make their first $10 million, but they don't, because it's really all about the sense of community they feel, the feeling that they are a part of something cool and interesting going on in life with other people. By the fact that they stay, they show that they are actually good people trying to do something worthy with their lives. Many people get into business to get rich, then after they do, they stay in the game because underneath this self-perception that they wanted to get rich lies a person who wants to be involved with a community of people, and anybody that does this has a good heart on some level despite outer appearances. This is why most business tycoons who could have walked away with their millions but choose to stay are really good people. The self-centered ones would have gone to Jamaica to do coke and hire hookers, but these people stay. There has to be some good in them. Granted, some are fighters who want to fight the competition, but most people who make it in business learn the golden rule. You can't make it alone. You need friends and allies. The greatest champion in the world in most things has a team of supporting people behind him or her. You have to be good to people in order for them to be good to you. This means everybody: customers, workers, colleagues, competitors, government tax people, foreign business people, etc. Movies like Wall Street and TV shows like The Apprentice make it seem like you have to be a cold, hard-assed bitch or bastard to make it in business. This is wrong, because in all except for the few near monopolies out there, you need people to succeed, from the way you treat your lowest worker to the lawyer who's doing you a favor getting the G-men off your back because he made a friend in the tax office before and now he's using that friendship to get another friend out of a jam. This is how it really works in business. It's all about people relationships, and don't you forget it. All politicians know this. You had better learn it too. People want to be understood. They want you to show that you can relate to them. Regardless of who they are or what station they hold, this is what they want from you. Democracy and teamwork are the new paradigms for the postmodern corporate structure. When there is an intuitive, clear sense of purpose reinforced by a written down vision or charter, and the workers work for the common good, everybody prospers. When the leaders at the top are committed to helping their workers get ahead as individuals and learn more skills to help their careers, the workers sense this and reciprocate. Teamwork is built on a sense of strength and a mutual sense of trust among the team. Individuals must be made to feel that working together as a team produces better results for everybody than working as a bunch of loners competing with each other. Most people need people to help keep them inspired about life and work. Praise for the individuals and the team are necessary at all times to keep the troops going strong. It's not about everyone for themselves, even though everybody is. The smartest people are not the arrogant ones giving off the "I'm the greatest" attitude like that certain New York City real estate guy who shall remain nameless. The smartest business people are the ones who figure out that you get what you want by helping others get what they want. The whole crux of the Dale Carnegie School of Thought is make friends by being a friend, make money in business by acting friendly. The smart people in business are not adversarial. They're trying to be win-win people with everybody. Don't fight your customers to avoid giving a refund. Give him the refund and he might keep coming back. Whoever came up with the assumption that managers are inherently against the workers and fighting them for everything they can get out of them is a fool. There are companies where management and employees work side by side and like each other. If you're good to your suppliers and distributors, they'll return the favor when you're in a bind sometime. If you go out into the community, do community-oriented things in the name of the company and help people, you'll get more business. If you're good with people in other companies, even competing ones, who you know by going to dirt shows, conventions, they'll return the favor and offer you deals when they come up. Don't dilly-dally around issues involving people. Make your decision, implement it, then move forward. Nobody likes conflicts and stress left unsettled. The more positive and ethical the company image and vision is, the more customers and good employees you will attract. Negotiation is the art of compromise, not the art of being a hard ass. Give a little bit. See it from their point of view. Go for win-win over win-lose, thus making an enemy. In order to create a win-win situation for either your workers, bosses, or customers, you have to play the politics of people, which is to make them feel wanted, appreciated, like they can get something good out of you as long as they do their part. Reward loyal employees well, get rid of all the other ones. You succeed by getting out of your self-centered world long enough to acknowledge to others that you can empathize with their little worlds. Be friendly. Be a contributor. Be positive for the organization as a whole. Think win-win for everybody, not just you standing on a pedestal as number one, alienated from everybody who thinks you're an egotistical jerk. Look at things from the other guy's POV. The best way to sell is to have the best damn products that ever existed, know it and act like you believe it. Always think win-win situation. Rather than go out looking for customers, have them come to you by advertising well and becoming an expert in your field, such that you get out there and do things like write articles for magazines, write your own e-zine, have your own informative website, write a book, have an email helpline that answers questions, give workshops and seminars, get on TV and radio shows offering advice, etc. Patience is a virtue. Listen more, talk less. Use the word "I" less in conversation and in correspondence. Beyond a certain point, money means nothing. Focus on relationships and helping people more. Help others get successful. Business teamwork 1. Help others and you help yourself. Be a friend and you will have friends. You succeed when you help others succeed. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Henry Ford. No one person is stronger than a bunch of people together. A good team is greater than the sum of its parts. I've scanned most of the books about corporations at number 338 at the library, most of the business books at #650-659, and most of the job books at number 331 out there, and after a while, if there's a common thread or the latest buzzword of the month, you can't help but notice it. Teamwork was one of the terms I saw virtually everyone talk about who was involved in business or offered advice in how to find a job and excel at it. For me, it's a well-worn cliché by now. The basic assumptions are as follows. Stay in formation with those headed where you want to go. 2. Accept their help and help others. Take turns doing the hard tasks. We are interdependent on one another's skills, talents, knowledge, or resources. Encourage others. Help the weaker ones. Teamwork is a positive vibe in the air. It's a democratization of the workplace to firstly tell the workers how the company is doing, what it's up to, and secondly, to give the workers a voice, a way to tell management what they're thinking and to let them run the show in their little corner provided they take the responsibility for their work. It's a discussion of ideas, feedback, and constructive criticism to make the best decisions for the company by considering all viewpoints. Teamwork is a balance between management wants and workers' wants. It's not about winners and losers. It's about what's best for the company at any particular time. Not all decisions are democratic, but they are by consensus. Team and leader decide together. Everybody gets their say. There is debate, give and take. All sides take up the slack now and then. Teamwork needs safety. If the workers feel safe in their jobs, they're more likely to open up and go out on a limb in being part of the team rather than just looking out for their own interests first. Teamwork, sometimes called open management, is like the difference between a house and a home. It's so important that you should seriously try to unite all the people and departments in your company to work together because you're all focused on the same goal of making lots of money for the company, therefore yourselves, by doing a great job so customers like you and buy your stuff. This is winning the capitalist game, everybody working together for their mutual benefit. When you tell your employees how the business is run, open the financial records for them, make them available on a website, and give them some incentive for good performance like stock options or some other form of employee ownership, you create trust, eliminate a lot of stress, and make the workers happy enough to want to come to work and do a good job. It's all about the people concept. Even though the American government is now an autocracy, the concept of we the people was a good thing. Try to do this at the corporation, bring the people all together to love where they are and try hard to make it work well for themselves and for the company. The old autocratic idea of a leader at the top and a bunch of plebeians below him with their narrowly defined jobs has been rejected by the business thinkers of the day in favor of a more team-like approach with everybody working together and the workers able to go outside the limits of their job positions to suggest ideas on how to better the company. Some places don't even have special parking spots for the big cheeses anymore. Some of them don't want management wearing suits and ties. All these little things create the artificial distinction between management and workers. Try to blur the lines. Don't have separate lounges. Have one lunchroom for all, one locker room for all, one bathroom for all, etc. Everyone has a direct stake in the company's success. The company is an open book. The situation is explained in the company website and updated weekly, if not daily. Information is what empowers people. Provide information about the company and information on how the employees can get ahead in the company. Provide online educational workshops. Don't be paranoid about sharing company information. This creates trust rather than bullies who will want to use it against you somehow. With a teamwork, open management system, everybody knows what's going on and eventually learn that in order for the company to thrive, they have to produce good widgets that more and more customers want to buy. Set up committees and teams. Let them make their own decisions about how to run their little shows within the company and be responsible for them. Reward good work with bonuses. Punish bad work by firing the bad apples. Make everything based on merit, not seniority. Don't separate the fat cats and give them annual raises. Either give everyone a raise or no one at all. Get over the idea of sharply defined managers, dictators over a certain department or function. Try to make them appear as one part of the team of production, not the dictators of it. Go for teamwork and team rewards and inspiration over a formal structure. Try to unify everybody and focus on their strengths. Everything comes down to teamwork, paying the workers well and giving them room to grow. Let them change jobs occasionally so they learn it all and possibly get ideas to improve the process by understanding the whole picture. You must encourage teamwork and make the job exciting to the workers where they feel they're part of something great. You have to engage and inspire them to want to do great things within the company. You do this by giving them the power and the authority in deciding major issues about the company, its direction, expansion, production, etc. It has to be organized with worker representatives sitting down with management to talk things out. Create a work environment where workers feel like they own the company. In a democratic teamwork situation, everybody is accountable to everybody else for their actions. Anybody can voice an opinion about anything at any time that could be brought up at company meeting where anybody who wants can discuss the issue. Get rid of the fake work people, the bureaucrats. Make it so that everybody does real, instrumental work and everybody has a say in how the company is done. If you serve your workers and your customers, they will serve you well too. Service is not controlling the process, it's helping others do what they do and get what they want. You don't want employees, you want partners. Partners will help you if you give them a stake in the company and are honest with them. You have to all feel as though you're all united for a common cause, so what's good for the company is not just good for a few fat cats. It's good for everybody. Use teamwork and democracy in the work process. The boss isn't really a boss in the authoritative sense. He's a coach, a mediator. He helps the workers do what they do best. They're now responsible for the future of the company and should step up to the plate and be accountable for it. Get rid of the class/seniority/caste system. Promote people solely on ability, not years of service. Don't make managers bosses. Emphasize that they're coaches and consultants. Don't keep secrets from your workers. Post all new company info on either a bulletin board, website, or both. If the worker feels that he's part owner and decision maker of the company, he will work harder than ever. Tell them about your cooperative system and put it into practice. Have regular meetings with worker reps to keep the feedback going and take action on what they tell you. The goal is the ever-elusive teamwork. Have elections of different groups of workers to sit their own on the board where they discuss and make decisions. Have board meetings open to any employee who wants to attend and voice an opinion. A successful company is not top-down paternalistic. It's everybody together democratically working for the good of the company, which means for each other. Even if you're a lone wolf when it comes to work, you need teamwork, or at least the illusion of it, with your customers, workers, suppliers, accountants, delivery people, etc. In order to make a go of it. More heads are always better than one head because people have different knowledge and different ways of looking at things. Sharing knowledge is an important key to success. Balance tradition with change. Have venues for the workers to voice their thoughts, ideas, and opinions. Team cohesion is loyalty to a common cause. Everybody wants the same thing because they know it's all in their own interests and in the interests of the group to go for it, so they all do their jobs together as a team with gusto. They participate in the process together because they want to. All share in the decision-making process. Even though everybody cannot always get what they want, they can all speak their mind, debate it if need be, and come to a consensus respecting the institution of the team and its process of doing things. With teamwork, everybody helps one another with their particular strengths and are helped by others with their weak areas. Business teamwork too. People in general have animosity to the lone wolves in the workplace, worker and management alike, even if they are great workers, simply because people are creeped out by silent people because they don't know what's on their minds, where they're coming from. A lot of people need to know where your head is at, which is probably the purpose of mundane social conversation. It gives people a gauge to where your head is at today. They want to know if you're friend or foe so they can determine whether you're cool or not, if they can trust you or not, if they can do things with you or would rather stay away from you. Believe it or not, the number one main reason most people get promoted anywhere in a merit system as opposed to a seniority system, guy with the most time in, is their ability to deal with people, not their performance in the nuts and bolts part of the job. The nuts and bolts work can always be delegated, but an organization needs a leader who can deal with all the different types of people he comes across in the course of running his business. By the same token, the number one reason people fail in life, even great, productive workers, is their inability to get along with other people, to relate to them and build trusting relationships through small talk and doing things together. A few great geniuses are so good they can produce the product, pass it off to the next guy and stay away from everybody, but there are few jobs or businesses like this. I know this guy who's an introverted, nerdy type. He's good at fixing computers, but he's antisocial to some extent, but he still has to face the customers to talk to them about computers. Generally, teams are ultimately stronger than individuals in getting the job done because of the symbiotic ebb and flow of sharing knowledge, energy, and inspiration. When you work for yourself, it's just you in your little bubble. When you work with others, you see the big picture from a more global perspective. It keeps you tuned into objective reality instead of just your own viewpoint all the time. A good team has a clear sense of purpose and are working towards the goals they have set for themselves. They work hard and enjoy the time they spend with each other, but they're just like any family. Sometimes they like their family members, sometimes they don't. That's what makes them human. If you're a loner doing great work in the corner, the others think you're an elitist or snob, and as a result their sense of contributing something worthy to the company suffers, which is why you have to reel them in, let them know their contributions are valuable even if they're not as great and original as original Einstein in the back room by himself, hammering away. Give Einstein an assistant, a helper. Get them all working together, each contributing at their own pace. Help each other with your particular brand of knowledge and inspiration. Good teams are a unit unto themselves. They operate smoothly. Everyone knows it and feels good about their jobs. There's a warmth in the air. Everybody is happy. They're all working hard for the betterment of the company. Self-managed work teams is a concept where the company is divided into little teams who each have a certain job or operation to do, and you basically give them free rein to run the show in their little corner their way, with the understanding that they're responsible for it. They get both the rewards and the punishments should they screw up as a team. People need to feel respected. The way you do this is to acknowledge them, work together with them, not despite them or at them. Pay people what they're worth. Don't just have an automatic pay scale. Have all salaries public information on the company website. Get rid of non-team players or put them in loner jobs like sales. Try to create a uniform corporate culture for everybody together, not just one culture for the brass, a different culture for the floor workers. A successful company is one where the employees are motivated enough to do a good job on their own without being coerced to. Have occasional meetings where you all discuss ideas for improving the company. Get rid of cynics and malcontents. They can pollute everything. The workers want some power. Give it to them and they will do a better job. Don't try to control your workers by holding out the carrot of a raise if they jump high enough. Try to work together with them so they relate to you as a symbiotic ally. Try not to rate people. If there's a problem employee, discuss his situation as a group. Stock options are a great motivational tool. If there are visible minorities in the group, offer them a special program, promote a few of them, create a minority development office, or provide some sort of service that makes them feel like you're looking out for them. If you reward the people with the big ideas, it creates a competitive, proprietary mindset. Don't single people out for rewards. Make it like a team creative thing. Create an open source portal on your website for employees to come on and exchange ideas. Try hashtag 658.00-40 or HD 66-70 at the library for books about teamwork on the job and in business. Teamwork is often called work groups or industrial/personnel management in the business vernacular. Business teamwork websites: teambuildingguide.com, docverse.com, working in a collaborative environment, geatworksimple.com, biggerthinking.com, they hook up worldwide internet networks for companies, knowledgeu.com/leadership_team.htm, ktl.valtech.com, Knowledge Team Leadership, gbr.pepperdine.edu/994/teams.html, Problem Solving Through Effective Team Leadership, cutter.com/workshops, ktransform.com, Business Transformation and Organizational Learning, temandtask.com, great-teams.com, knowledgeteamleadership.com, agileuniversity.org, Knowledge Team Course, practical.is, practical specialises in creative events, team building, VIP travel and incentives. abusinessaffair.com. acorn-od.com/team_tools.html. advancedteamwork.com. agilelogic.com, coaching, training, development. agmrc.org/business/getting-start/teamworkskills.htm. allbusiness.com. antipodes.bg/news17.html, teamwork virtual environment for business communication. assessmentspecialists.com, business teamwork 101. best-of-both.com/leadership.html. blanchardtraining.com. buildingteams.com. business.com. businesscommunication.org. businesshelpguide.com. businessleadership-training.net/bad-teamwork-video.shtml. business-marketing.com, team building training videos, DVDs, PowerPoint, exercises, games, and activities. businesstrainingmedia.com. careersuperstar.com. cebcglobal.org/publications. ceoonline.com.au/business/teamwork.shtml. consumer-research-guide.com, the proper way to conduct team building exercises. deq.state.mi.us/documents/deq-ead-p2-p5-p5 bulletinsteams.pdf, case study of business teamwork. .cubes.com, teamwork and workflow management software. drclue.com, 80 team building treasure hunts and scavenger hunts. drclue.com/newsletter/newsletter2004_03.php, drclue team building newsletter. dspace.dial.pypex.com/town/estate/dd75/teamwork/tsld006.htm. efficient-soft.com. esperanzadelbarrio.org/images/online/business/small-business-home-page.html, strategic business solution. easinarticles.com/building-your-team:-and-appreciating-understanding-and-communication-style differences. photosearch.com/photoalto/business-teamwork, business teamwork photos. geoteaming.com, corporate team building. hq.nasa.gov/office/hq-library/ppm/ppm5.htm, facilitating teamwork. imagesource.com/business_photography/teamwork. learningcenter.net. maccoby.com/articles/making-values-work.shtml. mftrue.com/team-work-motivation.html. mrcmanagement.com, consulting firm, small business, teamwork Anaheim, California. officework.info/teamwork-in-business. patterns.com/compatibs.htm. powells.com/subsection/business-teamwork.html. pt.inmagine.com/business-teamwork-imagines-photos. publishingperfection.com/photoalto/pht035, business and teamwork. referenceforbusiness.com/management/str-ti. research-tv.com/stories/business/teamwork/bb. seattle24x7.com. shutterstalk.com/s/business_business_men_teamwork/search.html, pictures of business teamwork. teachmeteamwork.com. team-at-work.net. teamworkhr.com, Northern California. techexcel.com/products/techexcelcrm.html. thepayargroup.com thepayargroup.com theparactkeofleadership.net/category/teamwork ultimatesuccesscds.com youtube.com, see business teamwork videos. Clement.com 10, Lacroix Avenue, Concordville, Pennsylvania 19331 800-345-8101 Customer service at clement.com clement.com Teamwork poster brochures, motivational posters. Knowledge team leadership websites. Knowledge team leadership is a relatively new term in business training referring to the art and science of being effective in any team. It's got something to do with business, knowledge and knowledge management. agileuniversity.org akgroup.com, Applied Knowledge Group. archerpune.com/teamknowledge.htm slaw.ca/2008/06/15/private-knowledge-management-teams. assembla.com blogs.msdn.com carbon-knowledge-team.com serici.org/documents/publications/group-dynamics.pdf christopheravery.com/ktl, Knowledge Team Leadership. christopheravery.com/ktl, Knowledge Team Leadership. christopheravery.com/tools-a-program/knowledge-team-leadership. knowledgeteamleadership.com co-il.com/coil/knowledge-garden/cop/learning.html cutter.com/workshop/61.html etmz.com gbr.pepperdine.edu/994/teams.html great-teams.com hbswk.hbs.edu/item/5588.html akgroup.com knowledge.nc.edu/team.cfm knowledgeteamleadership.com knowledgeu.com/leadership_team.htm knowledgeu.com/leadership_team.htm teamknowledge.co.uk ktransform.com neatwitness.com/company/management-team.aspx oscommerce.com/about/team oscommerce.info comakemoney.info/building-team-spirit-organizing-corporate-team-events.html knowledge.wharton.upenn.edu/article.cfm article ID = 2328 sidebyside.com temandtask.com thebuildingknowledgeteam.com Chapter 2 Business Collaboration/Uniting to Get Stronger. Business Collaboration Teams. Business collaboration is a situation where people either from different departments within the same company, people from different companies or people from different geographic areas get together to either merge as a company or to pool their talents to do a project or create a new product. Of course we have ego involved and a jostling for position, but the spirit of it says be democratic, make the atmosphere amenable to anybody who wants to contribute ideas, even shareholders. As a matter of fact, invite some shareholders and low-level workers to your planning meetings. You're bringing strangers together to work as a team. Some people suggest you even do some of those seemingly corny teamwork exercises they do in training sessions. A common one is to go out to a rappelling, walking down the side of a cliff with a rope, school or a wilderness school to do some activities together as a team. It's common sense. Don't leave one side left out of the management circle. Be democratic. Make everybody feel part of the team. Sometimes you get several interests coming together. Imagine NASA working on a big project. You need some strong managers who know how to keep everything organized and keep the project moving forward. Building any big bridge requires at least 6 companies subcontracted to do the different jobs. You need a strong leader, but you also need democracy to generate ideas. Keep it moving forward all the time. When 2 or more groups come together, don't give one a lot more power than the other. Try to keep them equal. You're a team all in there for a common purpose, a common goal. Compromise and negotiate rather than risk a fight or a breakup. Joint ventures are good in the sense that they have to be transparent for the other side. They act as each other's watchdog. Corruption and fraud are hard to do. More is better. The more people and companies team up, the more political power they have. Business is tough. The more people on board, the more knowledge and power. Help each other and interact. Share knowledge. Autocratic power structures are on the outs. You want everybody to feel like they're on a democratic team who can contribute their input. Strategic alliances help people learn about each other and tolerate their differences. There are problems. It's often hard to adjust your way of doing things and sharing leadership with others. Let each side do what they do best. Share knowledge and ideas. Alliances are a thing of the future. More companies will unite to work on projects together. People get involved because they see a mutual benefit for all the players. Before you get involved, do your due diligence. Investigate your prospective partners, then go in slowly and methodically. Make up a contract. Spell out your formal responsibilities. There will be conflicts. Have a conflict management plan ready. Build trust by working together. Reach out to the people from the other company. Set rules and policies as you go along. In the end, you're there to do some good by sharing your strengths with each other. Try #658.04 at the library. pbworks.com. businesscollaboration.charleswelsh.com. collaborationresources.com. ehow.com, how to develop collaboration skills. gmu.edu/student/csl/5stages.html, group development. mapnp.org/library/grp_skll/theory/theory.htm, group development. nsdc.org/standards/resources.cfm. resources.bnet.com/topic/business+operations+and+collaboration.html. snre.umich.edu/me/collaboration/publications.html. soc.umn.edu/tilde-noke/pages/todayva_noke.pdf, strategic alliances and corporate social capital. timdhepard.co.uk/story. updates.zdnet.com/tags/business+operations+and+collaboration.html. zoho.com/yankee-group-business-collaboration-tournament.pdf. Co-opetition info. Wikipedia defines co-opetition as the concept of limited cooperation between competitors, usually arising in rapidly changing industries where companies are compelled to work together, like Apple and Microsoft building closer ties on software development. Disclose anything that could be perceived as a conflict of interest to your partners in advance. Use a non-disclosure agreement so that they don't blab your secrets to others or can't legally use them for their own benefit. Chapter 3. Project Management Info. Project Management Info. Get it done on time and within budget. Universal cry of all project administrators and investors. A project is an independent task as opposed to your regular day-to-day responsibilities. Managing a project well comes down to a few main points. Identify the big stuff as opposed to the subsidiary stuff and keep the focus there. Plan it well. Make a budget and set guidelines as to how much over budget you can take and how much will force you to terminate it. Have a clear goal or endpoint in mind. Constantly monitor its progress. Control the quality standards. If a step is done wrong, make them do it again. When the project is done, Hand it over for review and make the adjustments your employers want. Return in a year or so for a follow-up to iron out the bugs if your employers want it. Think, plan, do, monitor, feedback, discuss. With any project, there first has to be a justification of it. Smart people don't just jump into new projects without doing a cost-benefit analysis to help them determine whether this new proposal justifies the expenditure. If the cost-benefit analysis is a go, the next step is a detailed plan that covers the mechanics of the project, the timescale in stage increments, the risks, the specific responsibilities of team members and what is expected when done. A good project manager is a walking mixture of autocracy and humility. He has to be good at dealing with all the people he manages, has to conceptualize the big picture and have a creative mind that can make adjustments when and as required. There is an element of vision involved with a big project. It's not just a nuts and bolts job of connecting the dots, but it may take creative ideas on exactly how to do the job and on exactly what you're creating. All the planning in the world will only take you so far. The rest is dealing with the situation as it happens. If you ever watch those big projects they cover on the Discovery Channel, you'll see half the job is unforeseen difficulties and what they do to try to overcome them. In the movie industry, everybody has a clearly defined role except for the producer, yet he's the guy who makes it all happen from getting the money to delivering the final edit. It's the same with the project manager. His job description is not clearly defined, but he's the guy who keeps it all together. A project should have a clear objective and clear endpoint. All projects get done in the same way, one step at a time, so don't expect miracles. Keep it simple and steady. Don't get ahead of yourself. Go one step at a time. Don't do things in the wrong order. A successful project needs cohesion, which is a sense of teamwork among the players united for the common goal. The tighter it is, the better. Start with a good foundation on which to develop the project both literally and figuratively. Project management is all about one thing: plan, 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 revise, revise, revise day by day. Build your flowchart which showcases every step, step by step. Put everything in little boxes like a diagram with arrows indicating the timeline sequencing of events. Buy software that has this all set up for you. Projects are good as opposed to ordinary day-by-day work because they have a begin point, the work phase, and the end point, a neat little package with definite goals which should be superior for inspiration and motivation. Once you make your plan and it goes through the approval process if it must, it's just a guide. You can't predict what is going to happen day by day, and you can rest assured stuff will happen and Murphy's Law will take effect. Mistakes will be made. Delegate. You can't do it all yourself, otherwise you will have a heart attack. You have to surround yourself with good, dedicated people who want the project to succeed. Some secretly want to sabotage it to put you out of favor and them in a better light, and will be there to burn the candles into the midnight hour if need be. In other words, they care about the project and will be there to do the job. It's an attitude, not a job. Your first step in defining a project is to define exactly what the problem is and what you want to do to solve it on one sheet of paper to keep it simple, then pass it around to your workers and your investors if you want. Everybody's idea of the final goal is different, which is why you should standardize it. If you're the leader or investor, don't pick people wishy-washy about the project. Pick people who genuinely want to do a good job. Pick a good team, not just a bunch of egotistical individuals who want the glory for themselves. When Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, you never heard about the name of one person in the control room because they were all able to get beyond their own egos enough to pursue the big plan: get a man on the moon. Know what your constraints are. What problems will you face? What about the budget? It will probably not be enough. There's a middle ground between the taskmaster and the motivational leader. You have to be a little bit of both in any fair-sized project, whatever the situation demands. You have to be a hybrid between the technical guy who knows what's going on and a people person who can coordinate all these people to focus on one mission. Perfectionism is a good trait sometimes, but if you get too anal retentive, you will alienate the workers. For big jobs, Good is sometimes better than trying for perfection because you will never reach it. There's fantasy and reality. Your fantasy of how great the project will not turn out will not be like it actually does. Develop a simple, effective way to communicate daily orders to your men so that there can be no ambiguity. They all see the orders. A good idea is to post them up. Within the main group, there might be several subgroups. This is good. Give them each a leader, then give them specific orders. Every project is a risk. There's a chance it won't succeed. Do your best, but be ready for plan B in case it fails. Even if you're on a schedule, don't let time sacrifice quality. Remember, the Challenger, Gemini or the John Peabody Senior Center where the hasty construction caused its collapse. Haste makes waste. When you do it too fast, you will have to undo it and do it right. Try to explain the project as simply and completely as possible. Write a brief for all workers, but if possible, do a computer simulation or make a model/prototype of whatever it is you're doing. Get feedback from all workers on the project when and as required. They can tell you a lot of useful things if you're willing to listen. The more expensive the project, the more meticulous you must be, the more detailed you must make your plan. The more safety hazards, the more careful you must be. You have to look at the big picture but take care of details too. Time limits are tentative guides only. Things rarely go exactly as planned. Haste makes waste. A half-assed job will have to be corrected at some point in time. Have a clear vision of an endpoint in mind so the crew knows what to expect. A project shouldn't be too broad. It should have one or two clear objectives. An unrealistic vision that's too high to be reached will cause depression in the crew. With a project, when you offer incentives for successful completion, you get better work performance. The best laid plans never work out as intended. Be ready to adjust. Little problems often lead to big problems. Fix them. Inspect the work at each stage or hire an unbiased inspector to do it. Do not go too fast or take on too much work at one time. It will cause screw ups. Reward your team and your workers for work well done. When you meet with adversity, rather than fight, try to negotiate, compromise. If the project is public, like building a bridge or setting up an IPO, you will be under a microscope. Expect critics from the woodwork. Ignore them. Do what you know is right. The movie Apollo 13 is a good example of how NASA coordinated the rescue of the spaceship. Personally, I believe that running a project is an intuitive thing. Sure, you write a few things down to help your memory, but anyone worth their salt is there day by day. They know what's going on, they intuitively know what they have to do next. I've read so much administrative, bureaucratic, step-by-step crap about how to run a project that I'm sick of it by now. Someone would go crazy being that trivial, but then again, you need enough detail to stay on top of things. A project is a vision just like a business is a vision. It's the grandiose picture that matters. Delegate the trivial details to the workers. They analyze it to death and tell you to analyze your project to death, i.e., critical path method/CPM, program evaluation and review technique/PERT. Use every project as a learning experience to learn more about your craft. Project management websites/PM websites. Try #658.404 or HD69 at the library for books about project management. pmtrainingonline.com, Project Management Lessons. OpenWorkbench.org. Open Workbench, open source project management and project scheduling for Windows. pureviolet.net/GantPV. Gantt, open source software for project management. OpenWorkbench.org, key features include project planning, scheduling, resource management, project review and more. pmhut.com. atask.com, collaborative work management. skillsoft.com, improve skills in project management. ganthead.com. .project.net, the open source project management tool. pbwiki.com, software. Monitor-mpower.com, software. pmcrunch.com. basecamp.com, software. allpm.com, the project manager's homepage. uexeast.com/projectmanagement/default.htm, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Master's Certificate in Project Management. leadingonedge.com. jointcontact.com. pmforum.org. projectmanagement.ittoolbox.com. pmiatlanta.org, Project Management Institute. allpm.com, Project Managers. amane.com, 800-262-9699. amicobooks.com. ballantine-inc.com, Quick Gantt software. bkconnection.com, 800-929-2929. businessdown.com. claris.com, Mac project software. goalqpc.com, 800-643-4316, books. microsoft.com, Microsoft Project, Microsoft Schedule software. pmi.org, Project Management Institute. pmibookstore.org. primavera.com, Project Management Software. projectcommunity.com. projecttimes.com. ssider.com, Project Scheduler software. smginc.com, 800-582-4060, Understanding Project Management Software. tlsolutions.com, 800-222-TLSC, On Target, Timeline Software. wiki.net/mastering projects bibliography. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/project_manager. zoho.com, software. Project Management Institute. 130S. State RD. Upper Darby, Pennsylvania 19082. 610-734-3330. Fax, 610-734-3266. pmi.org. Chapter 4. Knowledge Management Guide. Sharing knowledge within an organization. kmworld.com. rgsmithAssociates.com/critical_success_factors.htm. leveragingknowledge.blogspot.com. everys.com, 8 Pillars of Knowledge Management. w-mandl.net/white-paper/km-pillars.html, Strategic Pillars of Knowledge Management. Knowledge Management Websites. Knowledge management is managing knowledge on a computer database. Above and Beyond km.blogspot.com. akgroup.com, Applied Knowledge Group. Answers.yahoo.com, Can anyone help me with knowledge management? apqc.org, American Productivity and Quality Center. babsonknowledge.org. billbennett.co.nz 2009/11/07/ Great Knowledge Management Backgrounder for Small Businesses / blog.jackvinson.com. blog.jackvinson.com. blog.jackvinson.com, KM postings with a strong emphasis on personal effectiveness. brinty.com. brinty.com. brinty.com/km. brinty.com/km/whatis.htm. c2.com/cgi/wiki ? Real knowledge management. cio.com. cio.com. cptech.org. cs.state.ny.us/succession planning/workgroup/knowledge management/joba-ids.cfm. cs.york.ac.uk/Kimball/research/research.html, Knowledge Management Research at the University of York. datacenterknowledge.com. dci.com. destinationkm.com. destinationkm.com. dmreview.com. dmreview.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/knowledge_management. entovatation.com. finance.groups.yahoo.com/group/learning-to-fly, by the authors of the book of the same name. futuremedia.co.uk. globalknowledge.net. groups.yahoo.com/group/act-km, a Canberra-based forum whose focus is public sector knowledge management. gerteen.com. hire.de. iakm.kent.edu/career, information architecture and knowledge management. intersphere.com/activekb. intersphere.com/activekb. kcenter.com. kichem.org, Kayatur Institute for Knowledge Management. kichem.org, the Kayatur Institute for Knowledge Management. km.brinty.com, brinty.com, knowledge management. km.brinty.com, brinty.com, knowledge management. kmci.org. kmci.org. kmci.org, Knowledge Management Consortium International. kmci.org/media/new_knowledge_management.pdf. km-consulting.blogspot.com. kmnews.com. kmnews.com. kmpro.org. 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 kmresource.com. kmresource.com, knowledge management. kmresource.com, knowledge management. kmsoftware.com. kmspace.blogspot.com. kmtool.net, a community of 800 professionals, but not very active. kmworld.com. kmworld.com. knova.com. noab.co.uk/wbwteam.html. pearsonkt.com. noab.co.uk/wbwteam.html, Team Knowledge Management. knowledgeboard.com. Knowledge Management Magazine. knowledge.typepad.com and.wikipedia.org/wiki/knowledge_capture. knowledgebench.com. knowledgeboard.com. knowledgebusiness.com. knowledgeinc.com. knowledgeinc.com. knowledge-management.co.uk/basi. knowledge-management.co.uk/basi. knowledgemanagement.ittoolbox.com. knowledgemanagement.ittoolbox.com. knowledge-management-online.com. knowledgemanagementsolutions.com. knowledge-nurture.com. knowledgeoutlook.com. kposervices.blogspot.com. ktic.com. ktic.com. ktransform.com. kwork.org. kwork.org, Association of Knowledge Work. library.nhs.uk/knowledgemanagement, NHSKM Specialist Library. leisberg.dk, Intellix supplies software for the collection, storage, and distribution of knowledge. lisprati.com/tellstuff. macroinnovation.com/images/mcelroy_nkm.pdf. masterneomedia.org/knowledge_management.htm. medikm.com. mmu.edu.my/knowledge_management/tough-t-master_page/taught_main.htm, Master of Knowledge Management with Multimedia. museum2.blogspot.com. myknowledgequest.com, free knowledge management software. ncsi.iisc.earnt.in/mailman/listinfo/km-forum, organized by India's NCSI, National Center for Science Information. neatwitness.com/company/management-team.aspx. ntu.edu.sg/sci/graduate/knowledge.html, Master of Science in Knowledge Management. ontoknowledge.org. opentext.com, software for knowledge management. opentext.com, software for knowledge management. scipi.org, competitive intelligence professionals. scipi.org, competitive intelligence professionals. sffaonline.com/sffan2/subscribe/kmmag1.htm sffaonline.com/sffan2/subscribe/kmmag1.htm skyrme.com/pub/kmreport.htm software.wise-guys.nl saveiby.com, Svaybe on knowledge management. systems-thinking.org. tdan.com. tdan.com stevedeaning.com/knowledge_new_knowledge.html teamfusion.net. teamfusion.net builds knowledge management solutions, web applications, and graphic design interfaces. theflowwr.com. totalkm.com, total knowledge management. tsencollege.csun.edu/kmdl, distance learning global master's degree in knowledge management. twitter.com/theknowledgeguy. universities.com/distance_learning/degrees_masters_degrees_knowledge_management.html web-site-scripts.com/knowledge-management